Alright, so we got 1,500 points of Space Marines here. We're running the Iron Hands Chapter Tactics, giving everybody a 6-up Feel No Pain, and then It Will Not Die to our vehicles. This list, it's going to be 3 units of TAC Marines with a missile launcher in each. They're all going to go into Rhinos. We've got 2 captains. One of them is with Artificer Armor, and the other one has the Shield Eternal. And then we also have a unit of Terminators there with Power Fists. They're all going to be going into that Land Raider back there. And then we're running 2 of the Stormhawk Interceptors. So that's 1,500 points of Space Marines.
So running Space Wolves today. We're taking the Wolfen Murder Pack formation. Only taking two of the Wolfen Murder Pack squads this time. Each one is kitted out with 2 Thunderhammer Storm Shield Wolfen, 2 Frost Axe, and 1 with dual Frost Claws. And then we're taking a Space Wolves Cad with that. We've got just the standard Wolf Board, nothing special. Actually, I threw the Bite of Fenris on him this time because I had a few extra points. We'll see if that does anything. And we took 3 Great Hunter squads, each one 6 man strong with Power Fist, close combat weapons, and a Rhino apiece. And then we also took a Vindicator squadron, 2 Vindicators in there, and the Land Raider. We'll throw one of the Wolfen squads in. Let's figure out what to do with the. I guess the other squad is just going to hoof it. So, all right, because that's what happens when you drop it down to 1,500. We'll see. They should be fine.
Alright, so here is the board we're playing on. We are going to be playing Emperor's Will. This is ITC Scenario 1. We're trying a 1,500 point game out today, just because that's part of the talk, it sounds like, and sort of the gaming community is potentially lowering the point limit for like tournament play. And this is to speed up games. So anyways, we're going to try 1,500 points out, definitely slim down our armies. I'm going to be trying a Space Marine army out that I just built, and so I'll be sort of learning while I go here, so definitely not expecting any kind of competitive strategies out of me this game, but it'll be fun. Playing against the Space Wolves, so it's sort of like a mirror matchup. Anyway, so this is going to be the board. We have the Space Marines, my list, their Emperor Will right back here. We have the other Emperor's Will way back behind that rock formation over there. And then we have, it's sneaky, yep. And then we have objectives 1 and 2 for the Maelstrom that were placed. And then as far as the tertiary goes, we've got Big Game Hunter, Line Breaker, and Slay the Warlord. We've already rolled off to see who goes first. The Space Marines, well, I get to go first until I get seized on anyways.
Set up first.
I get to set up first, and then I get seized on. That's how it works for me anyways. So yeah, so we're going to go ahead, get set up, and then we'll show you what the board looks like. Okay, so the table is all set up. We've got the Space Marines here. I keep calling them Space Marines. I'm running Iron Hands Chapter Tactics, but clearly they're not Iron Hands, so I don't know. I'm new to Space Marines. They're the purple guys, so I'll just call them that. They're the purple guys. The Purple Marines. But anyways, yeah, it's pretty funny. I mean, we got Space Marine action going on here, so it's like a mirror match. So there's the Space Wolves. They're all set up back there. He's got one of his Wolfen packs. They're out, but other than that, he's got 3 Rhinos. They're all identical inside, except I believe his Warlord's in that one, and they are sitting on his Emperor's Will objective. I've got 2 Stormhawk Interceptors off the table currently in reserves, but this is the setup. So the purple guys, they are currently going first, but let's go ahead and roll to see if you seize, and you get a bonus to it, I believe, from your Warlord trait.
This is my Warlord trait, so on a 5-up.
All right.
Here we go. It's a 1.
It's a 1. All right. So the purple guys will get to go first. We'll roll for Maelstrom and see what we're trying to do this turn. All right, so we're at the end of turn 1 for the Purple Space Marines, and all we did is moved up a little bit. First of all, the Maelstrom that I rolled was to hold down objective 1 and then have 3 units in my backfield and none of my enemies. So not too bad for the first turn of Maelstrom. I'm running a CAD, so I do have objective secured on my Maelstrom, which is helpful. I'm used to running Xenos, which don't typically have it. So anyways, we moved up a little bit. We had our missile launchers shoot in on those rhinos as well as the Land Raider, and we did put 2 hull points on one rhino and 1 hull point on another one, and so it was pretty quick for a turn. And we'll go ahead and move over to the Space Wolves, see what they roll for Maelstrom, and I'm gonna just do my best to try to stay away, not let those Wolfens touch me, but we'll see.
Space Wolves turn 1, not much happened. We moved everything up. We rolled on our Maelstrom for have units in the backfield with 3 in the backfield with no enemy, and kill a unit. Ooh, unfortunately, we were unable to kill a rhino with that smoke. He popped his smoke, so he was able to shrug off one of the Vindicators, and the Land Raider, I think actually, yeah, Land Raider didn't do anything. So yeah, we basically just moved up, ran the wolf in a little bit, and hope for some good rolls on turn 2.
All right, so purple guys, turn 2. All right, so we are at the end of turn 2 for the Purple Marines, and just some more shooting that went on. Both those Stormhawk interceptors came on. Now my Maelstrom this turn was again to have 3 of my units in my backfield and none of my opponents. And then I also needed to kill an enemy unit, and I was pretty sure I'd be able to get that done. Instead, I just put another hull point on that rhino there, and these Storm Talons came on. I tried to kill that Vindicator, but just could not get anything off, nor could I put any wounds on the Wolfen back there. I actually had an orbital bombardment on my Warlord that I tried to use, and it just completely scattered off. So that was a good lesson for my part. It was a waste of like 40 points, but anyways, it's still pretty close. I think we're going to be tied on Maelstrom with 3 each, so that's pretty close. I do have my interceptors kind of blocking his way over here, so hopefully slowing those Wolfen down, getting towards me. But anyways, we'll go ahead and move to turn 2 for the Space Wolves. Okay, so we're actually looking at the end of the Purple Space Marines turn 3. We forgot to recap the Space Wolves turn 2, and essentially what happened with them is they moved up, they shot actually at this rhino and were able to destroy it. My guys popped out back there. They also were able to put a wound on one of the, or a hull point on one of the Stormhawks. And then he had a unit pop out of that rhino up to here. They were just sitting in there. But then we went on to the Space Marines, Purple Space Marines, turn 3, and I was able to actually kill off one of the Vindicators there. I was able to destroy that rhino. What's that?
Both rhinos.
Yeah, both rhinos went down. I actually had my Terminators jump out, and that unit that was here from the Space Wolves, they shot into them and then they assaulted them and were able to kill him, but he did take out the majority of my Terminators there. And then that one wound, or the one hull point he did put on that Storm Talon, I was able to roll it off with the iron. It will not die for the Iron Hands special rule. So we're actually moving on to Space Wolves turn 3 now. Maelstrom, I believe, is currently tied. So we'll see how Maelstrom goes. It's a pretty close game, but kind of what you might expect given it's Space Marines versus Space Marines. But it's a lot of fun, and I'm figuring out this army.
Turn 3 for the Space Wolves is pretty poor rolling all the way around. It's definitely started with Maelstrom. I got objective 1, which is doable, and kill a unit, which seemed doable at the start of the turn, but they were unable to do that. I think they put 1 hull point on a rhino. Everything just kind of moved up to get within 3 inches of objective 1. Currently, the Land Raider and the 1 Grey Hunter pack is sitting on objective 1. We'll see if they can hold it and eke out a Maelstrom for this turn, but that's it for Space Wolves.
All right, so we're going to move on to Purple Space Marines turn 4. Okay, so that was Purple Space Marines turn 4, and essentially what happened was we had these Space Marines kind of move over. We had this Rhino pull up, and then had these Marines jump out so that they're contesting Objective 1, and then dumped some shots into the wolf in there, was able to kill one of them, and then put another wound on one. My Maelstrom was to kill a unit and to hold Objective 2. I knew that was going to be tough going into this turn. There's not really an easy kill on the board with where my things are spaced out anyways. The Vindicator might have been the easiest thing, and it was not really close within range or line of sight to stuff that could kill it. So anyways, didn't get that, and I'm not holding Objective 2, just outside of range with that. That Rhino moved up the board to try to grab it, wasn't able to. So anyways, right now, Maelstrom's pretty close. I believe right now I'm going to be ahead by 1. If we keep going on though, I mean, it could quickly change. So it's a pretty close game. Having a lot of fun. So we're going to move on to Space Wolves turn 4.
That was by far the strongest turn the Space Wolves have had yet. Start off with the my Maelstroms. Probably could have rolled better. It was hold Objective 1 and gosh, what was the other one? Man?
Kill a unit.
Kill a unit. Oh, nice. I'm just now remembering. So the Vindicator rolled up. He dropped a blast on the one squad of 5 guys that was in the backfield and just cleared them off the table. Got lucky they didn't make their saves. Then the Wolfen hopped. The Land Raider moved up, dumped out the Wolfen. They were able to run and charge the Land Raider because they're Wolfen, and they got lucky and took it out. So now it's just them versus the Terminators there. They're not locked in combat, of course. And then the squad of Grey Hunters and Wolfen sitting on Objective 1, they were able to just sort of move out and claim it as their own, took out the one squad that was there. So pretty solid turn. We'll see where it goes from here.
Alright, so that was the end of, I guess, turn 5 for the purple guys, and it is actually a pretty close game. I think the Space Wolves coming down into my zone, though, helped them seal it up. They're definitely far more powerful than I am, and just letting those Wolfen touch you, they kind of just clean you up. I mean, they took my Land Raider down kind of like butter. But anyways, my Maelstrom for this turn were to have 3 scoring units in my backfield, and then to kill a unit, and so those Interceptor Stormhawks came on. They actually killed that Rhino back there. It exploded. They were actually able to kill a couple of the Space Marines that were back there. But for the most part, just kind of moved around. Not much is on the board for either of us at this point. So we'll see what the Space Wolves turn 5 looks like. If we don't go on, the Space Wolves are probably going to seal it up. But it is a very close game. Alright, so we're at the end of turn 5 for the Space Wolves, and a lot went down here. So the Wolfen moved up, they killed my Warlord, so they got Warlord. They moved everything up. Their objectives were to be in my backfield, and I think to kill an enemy unit, so they got both those. But it did end on turn 5 though, so these Maelstroms really don't matter. However, in the last turn, the Space Wolves were able to score 2 objectives, so putting them 1 over the other Space Marines. So the Space Wolves did get Maelstrom. Emperor's Will, the Space Wolves are holding Objective 1. I'm holding Objective 3, or my Emperor's Will. They have their Warlord down there. I had a unit of guys on a Rhino kind of headed towards them, but their Warlords, he broke off from the unit, and he's holding down their Emperor's Will over there. So anyways, it was a real close game. The Space Wolves were able to secure the win by getting down in the backfield here. They kind of cleaned up everything once they were able to finally get an assault with stuff. But they're going to take home Emperor's Will. They're also going to take home the Maelstrom. They got Big Game Hunter with the Land Raider, and then of course they're going to get Line Breaker. I believe they got it with the unit of Grey Hunters right there. So anyways, it was a pretty close game up until about the last 2 turns, and then once those Wolfen and everything else kind of got in the face of all the other Space Marines, that was it. But anyways, it was a lot of fun. Any last words? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think you summed it up well. I mean, as soon as they finally get the Wolfen into close combat, they were just really swung the game.
Right. Yeah, they're brutal for sure, and it was just 2 units of them too. They're just really hard to kill when you have the storm shields or whatever it is that's giving them the 3-up anvil in front. So
neither of these two lists were very optimized. So it was fun. It was definitely interesting to see. I'm not used to playing against Space Marines because I like never playing against Space Marines.
Yeah, you're usually the one playing them, not against them. Yeah, so it's definitely new for me. This was my first time playing this Space Marine list and really playing Space Marines. So it was kind of fun to actually have like actual saves. I'm usually playing Xenos that don't have a save, or it's a 6-up or something silly. I definitely need to figure out some other lists. This was just a basic CAD, and of course, Space Marines have the Gladius and the Demi companies and stuff that gives them a lot better optimized kind of abilities, so I need to check that out. But good game, man.
You played it well too, because it wasn't, by turn 4, I really thought it was over for me. But just rolled a couple good maelstroms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it was close. I was ahead in Maelstrom up until turn 4. It was the last Maelstrom where I failed both mine and you got both yours, and that was the big difference there. You were able to jump out ahead by 1, and that's all it took.
Eked it out.
Yeah, no, it was a good game. It was very close though. You're right. That's the one thing about these ITC scenario games is sometimes you have these really tight games and then it looks 11-0 on paper. So
I went 11-0 what? 4 times I think.
Yeah, it was good. But anyways, man. All right, well, good game.
All right.